Yo, I can't believe it. Like, we're adults. How are you feeling?
I'm broken.
Don't loud it, don't loud it. This is the Becoming You podcast. We're talking about all things adulting.
The good, the bad, and the chaotic.
The chaos, now follow come.
Like, join us. Let's figure out this phase together.
We're just figuring this face out one step at a time.
Enjoy the episode.
Enjoy the episode. We are here again.
Powered by
We are here
Riverside
again.
FM.
The devil does not want us to record episode 5. Holy Ghost, come and take control because, bruh, we've been trying to figure out this network thing for over.
Know how long we've been. Oh my god, MTN would be the death of me. MTN and Etel.
I'm so tired, but I think we're alive. We're here. We are here, recording our 5th episode.
Hi guys, it's the 5th episode.
I mean, it's something we should be excited about because I think for every episode we've recorded, we've had to battle, we've had to just confront different kinds and
We
forms of
just did
obstacles.
2 months.
It's been a lot. It's been a lot.
What? I'm tired.
Yeah. So, hi, friends. This is the Becoming You podcast where we just talk about everything and anything adulting. I am Bukola and I'm with my co-host.
Dammy. Hi guys. Life has just been dealing us
Hi.
one blow after the other. One blow after the other. Today is network blow, but we move.
We move on and we did not win this one because we do not have the video
Yay.
version of the pod available.
We
Sadly.
lost that battle woefully, willfully, because we had to give
So
up.
we
It wasn't just
tried. We
working.
tried.
Don't worry, we'll do better next week, hopefully.
I hope we're able to figure it out. Because yeah, it's like we always have an excuse to give for every episode on every episode and you guys should not get tired or get tired of
Please,
us.
sorry, we are just two girls. We are just two girls trying to like end our footing with this podcast thing. We are not perfect yet. So please, just
At
give us this
all.
grace.
Please,
Give us
it's
this
a
grace. Don't
journey.
worry, we'll get better. We'll get better. It's a journey. I mean, it's part of the thing we are talking about. Adulthood. I mean, you plan something and then it just goes awry and things don't go the
Yep,
way you planned it to go and just frustrates the life out of you. But you do what you
guys.
have to do. You gotta do what you gotta do, and you move.
Yeah, we move, we move.
Aspire
But
to
before we
move,
get
baby.
into I like that thing you said now about life just having its own plans for you. But before we talk more about that, how are you? How are you really? How was your week?
I'm just there. I'm fine. I can't complain. I mean, I'm alive.
Then how do you feel about the pod? I mean, this is your 5th episode. You've been doing this for 5 weeks now, posting content, showing up for the podcast.
Aside from the network issues and all other technical issues we might have faced or be facing while during the course of recording and all of that, I've been enjoying
Mm-hmm.
myself. Actually, I'm a talker. I like
That's
to talk.
nice.
To talk. Having a fellow
Okay.
talker, fellow yapping with me is good.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It's actually been
It's
really
really nice. I
nice.
like it. You know when you know that thing where people say, "Oh, they can't listen to their self when they are talking or voice note or stuff like that." I find myself anytime I'm
Uh-huh.
going to work actually tuning into our pod and listening. I'm like, "Oh, we sound good," and I'm even laughing. Like it doesn't give me that. It doesn't give me that thing of, "Oh, is this me talking?" I don't know. Why do I sound like
Yeah,
this? I just
yeah, yeah. You sound so good actually. You sound good. I think
oh, thank you,
I
thank you, thank you.
I over listen to the pod when I'm editing, so I'm actually unable to listen to the finished product. I just feel I've heard enough
Yeah,
of us already. So you guys just listen.
I
I'm
can
done. I'm done.
imagine. I was going to say before the network came in, I was saying that that when you said that you've listened to our voices enough during editing and all of that, so I was like, oh, it's like when you make a meal and then you keep tasting, 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 and then you just get tired and you can't eat it.
Exactly. That's how it feels. I've cooked
Yeah,
this thing. You guys just enjoy it. It's not for me to enjoy
right.
again. I'm done. I'm done here.
I I I get to come in as a listener. I get to listen to it like new
Mhm.
person, not the person on the pod, and I won't lie, we sound good.
So you guys, please, as you're listening to us, just forward this, send this podcast to somebody. Send it to a friend, send it to a family
Yes, you people
member.
should share it. Share it. You people, please now.
Please,
About imposters last week and saying things like, "Oh, we are not doing things for validation," and but this one we are doing it for validation.
I'm doing it for the passion. Please, please, please. But you guys,
Okay. You people should listen to Buki. She's in it for the passion, so you might as well know.
Please like, follow, subscribe, just do everything. And most importantly, share the podcast with somebody. We want to be heard, you guys. Distribute it for
Yeah,
us.
we want to. Thank you.
Um,
Thank so our diehard supporters, you guys. I know. I think I know one or two of them from TikTok. But you push, you
yes,
please,
please.
please now. We are begging. See, we are begging. We've not even got into the gist for today. And we're already begging. You push, you please now. Not just like this, please. It will take you 1 minute to just give us 5 star on Spotify, like on YouTube, share.
Yeah. Let me have said everything, please, I beg.
Thank you guys. We
I
love
think
you.
I already asked you about your week, yeah.
Yeah, I said it was just. I think I said it was just there. Honestly, I think the
Okay.
only low is that this man is not around. But
Ah,
yeah, we'll
man, I
survive.
did not hear anything, no.
I didn't see anything, you guys. I didn't see anything.
I
That
did
was
not.
in me.
I actually did not hear anything.
That was in me. That was AI. You guys, it was in me. You didn't hear me say it. So
Okay,
yeah, I don't. I
so
don't think my week was just there. How was yours?
okay, I'm fine. My week was just there to like highs, lows, nothing really. I think for the highs, yeah, not to just be ungrateful. I met the financial
Mm.
targets I had, and
Yeah.
I felt it about it. So yeah, just
Oh, that's
that,
nice.
and yeah, I just hope this new week gives us more things to be excited about. Comes with ease and
Mm-hmm.
opportunities. I need opportunities, but yeah,
Yeah, I just want
but
this week. I just want this week to just go. I don't want to do anything stressful, but I can already tell that my week is going to be stressful. But it's all good.
yeah. I mean, can we run away from the stress? And
Yeah.
talking about how life can have other plans for us. As an
Mm.
undergraduate student, did you have big plans? Did you ever think about life after university? Did you feel the stress was going to end with your university struggles, and after university, you were just going to have it all easy, flexing life, enjoying? You don't have lecturers chasing you, or you do not have you don't
Mm.
have to write exams after school and everything. Like, what was your imagination of life after university? What imaginations did you have?
Okay, so before I knew better, I had
Now
this
you
plan
know.
of before I knew better, I had this plan of oh, I'm entering school at I think I entered at 19, right? I'm entering school at 19, take
Mm-hmm.
me 4 years, at most five. So by 25, I would be done. Then
Mm,
26, thereabout, I'll get married. By 27, 28, I would
mm,
have had my kids. By 30, I'm
interesting.
done with the kids. It was like I
Hmm.
had no big dreams or big plans. I just wanted, not like I didn't have big dreams or big plans. It just
Mm-hmm.
felt like marriage and childbearing was part of those plans,
Yeah.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but after a while it changed from from getting married immediately after school to I want to go to a culinary school. I need to do this, I need to
Yeah.
do that. But just they make plans, they go life, just they look me, they laugh me, say you you don't know anything, you know nothing.
I had similar plans too. I mean, I got into university early. I had plans, to get married at 25. I had
Don't
plans
we all?
to I had plans of getting married early, having all my kids
Mm.
before 30, having a stable job, career. I actually just wanted to work with the government, just be a civil servant and lecture specifically.
Wow,
Just to just
so
lecture, just have
patriotic.
this very
You're so
just have this
patriotic. Oh.
very really, I don't know. I would say I did not know better, honestly, because I just wanted to have like this very easy peasy, stable career. I was not really thinking so much about having big, big things. I had just really basic plans, and life happened, and now I don't even know. Firstly, before we get into how life has hit us, or how like we realized like things after school, reality of life after school is quite
Mm-hmm.
different from the imagination we had. Did you get to
Yeah.
study what you wanted to like study at the university? Because I saw like lawyers now in Nigeria having their call to bar. Lawyers in Nigeria having their call to bar
Oh
ceremony. So like one day
my god.
posted a picture. She posted a
Hmm.
picture of a primary school where she was doing like all this career day. She
Yeah,
dressed
I
like a
think I saw that
lawyer.
picture.
Then she now,
Yeah, I saw
yeah, she now
it.
posted a current picture now at a call to bar ceremony, and dreams come true. Da, 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 da. And in my mind, I was like, oh, oh,
Mama.
oh.
I think I think I think for me, I think growing up I had so many career transitions before I even entered school.
Oh, really?
So like I wanted to be a newscaster at some point. I
Uh
wanted to
huh.
be a thespian. I wanted to do dramatic art. My grandfather beat that dramatic art out of my body.
I just don't see you in dramatic arts. Like I don't see you in like any career
I'm
line
glad
that
I
has
did
to do
not
with
do it
dramatic
because
arts.
like I see what they are doing and I'm like, huh? You really think you could do that? You really could have done that? To the question of is it what I wanted I got to study in school? No.
Mm.
Capital letter no. No, no. Because initially, when I was writing
Mhm.
Jam, right, I wanted social
Mhm.
sciences. I wanted something in social sciences. I actually wanted psychology. Actually wanted psychology. I
Really?
wanted to do psychology. Yeah. I actually wanted to do psychology. But when I was about to write Jam, they said that we write maths in Jam. I say no, God forbid. Because I hate maths. Like when it comes to mathematics, my brain goes on
Mhm.
a holiday. Like
I
it
can
literally goes
imagine.
blank. I do
You were in
not
art
know
class, ba?
yeah, I was in art class, but I did well in like
Uh,
the so in second. I don't know how they are doing it now, but back then when I was in secondary school, we had art students would do like a subject from the commercial class and also one from the science class. So
really?
yes, so
It wasn't like that in
I,
my
I
school, though.
now I heard now that biology now is optional for art students and government is optional
No.
for is it?
Oh,
Yeah.
during my time, I think we were in secondary school around the same time. I don't know, but yeah, when I was in secondary school, biology was compulsory for everybody,
Yeah,
but
it was
government
compulsory
wasn't.
for everybody.
Government wasn't.
In
Government
my
was
own
an
school,
art
in my
like
own school, no,
subject.
in my own school. So what we did was in my own school, the way it was so we had one subject from each of the would I say departments from each of the like groups. We had one
Sections.
subject
I
from each
don't
of the
know.
group
Yeah.
from each of let me just say groups. So we had one subject from each of the groups where everybody had to do. So for arts,
Okay.
the general subject for arts was government. Everybody had to do, regardless of if you're a science student or you're an art student or you're a commercial student, you had to do
Oh,
government.
interesting. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
you had to do government. Then, Abby, is it government? Yeah, it was government. No, yeah,
Yeah, I
it was
think so.
government.
I think you're right. I
Then
don't know. I was not
for
in your school, but
then for science students, we had one subject that everybody had to do, and that was biology.
okay.
Then for commercial students, I think that was economics.
Ah, I hated economics. I still hate economics.
Was it economics or commerce? I think it was commerce. I think I did commerce. Yeah, I think it was commerce, not economics.
Oh, bookkeeping. I think we did bookkeeping at one point.
Me,
I
I
think
didn't do
junior school bookkeeping
bookkeeping.
was.
Keeping. So, but I knew that when I was writing my work, I knew that I had economics, I had commerce in my work. In fact, I had like almost so for my work result, right? If I wanted to go into social sciences fully, I had the subjects, and if I wanted to go
Oh,
into arts, I had the subjects. Do you get?
oh,
So
that's actually
remember
like cool.
yeah, so I remember that when I was registering for JAM, I didn't even think of pure arts. Like I didn't think of going like purely into art. I wasn't thinking of law because fun fact, I was a science student before I moved to an art student in secondary school. So it was more or less like I was having like career jumps. I just they jump, they go one place or the other. I
Yeah.
didn't know what I wanted to do initially.
Okay.
So when we were registering for JAMB, right, I wasn't thinking law. At first, I wasn't thinking English, right? So it was more social sciences. I wanted something like psychology. I wanted psychology actually. But then when I was going through the brochure, I noticed that if I was going to do psychology, I needed to make maths in JAMB. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, not me, not me. I ain't doing maths. What do you mean I have to do maths? Maths K. As how? That's why I said, okay, oh, you push, you eat your mass. And I went to like the pure art section, and I was like, okay, let's see, law. Do I really want law? Let me just do, let's go with English.
Mm-hmm.
Law, okay, then I did pre degree. I wrote another jump. Long story short, oh, he gave me foreign language, Portuguese to be precise. And I remember when I saw it, I was like, huh? It was even worse in my case because my name came out with the very, very last list. That was where my the last admission list for that year was where my name. So it was like at some point I'd given up that he was going to give me admission.
Uh-huh.
And someone just randomly told me, "Oh, let me go and check your portal." And then I went and I saw foreign. So you know when you saw congratulations and you jump up and you're like, "Wait, let me first see what they gave me." And then you see foreign language
Mm.
and you see Portuguese and you're like, what? Like what?
I think I had similar reaction. Funny thing is, I kind of knew what I was going to get. I wanted to study law. I was
Mm,
aiming for law. Then I wrote jam. I wrote jam twice. The first time I just knew that I wasn't going to enter. I was not going to get law with that score. So I just stayed back, did tutorial
yeah.
again. Then I got a
Mm,
better score. Got into. Then I wrote post jam for OAU, but my score wasn't as good, and I did not get into law like on merit. So I had to like
mm.
do some strings here and there. Then they asked me, they were like, okay, the only option you have now is foreign languages. Do you want to study French or Portuguese? And I was like, I hated French. Like I've always hated French. But in this particular case, the devil you do not know is better than the devil you're familiar with. Like, there's no way on earth I'm going to study French. So I just told him,
You did well in French 101 now. You did well in FRN 101.
I don't know. Like even studying foreign language wasn't part
Like
of
it
my
wasn't.
plans
'Cause
and
funny
everything.
enough, my dad gave me the option, right? So when the admission came out, and because
Mm-hmm.
I saw the admission this thing. I think I saw it in the middle of the night, but I could not celebrate now. So in the morning,
Yeah.
I told my dad, "Oh, here they finally giving me admission." No, I was like, "Oh, what did they give you?" I said, "Mind you, I also had to pull some string because I think." Okay, I did. I mean, I don't even. I think I did jump like twice or three times. The very first one, the cutoff mark, it was high, but it wasn't as high as for what I wanted. So
Yeah.
somebody advised. I have issues with people advising parents wrongly. So someone advised my dad that, oh, let her do pre-degree, kinikon. So I did PD. When I
That
did
was not a
PD,
bad advice actually.
it was not a bad. It was not. So there's a reason I say that. Maybe I would get to say it later. But yeah.
Okay.
So I did pre-degree and I wrote another jam. So
Mm-hmm.
as at that point in time, the year I finally I think it was in not 24. I think it was 2014 or early 2015. I think because I use calendar that year was just terrible, so I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, I got into
So it
school 2015, so definitely you got in
was
2014. But
2014. So
we resumed 2016, then you resumed I think
we resumed
2015.
2015 exactly. So yeah, when the admission came out, I remember before it came out that we were waiting. My dad was already like, "Oh, like maybe I should take another jump this time around. I should not choose
Mm.
OAU. Maybe I should choose Unilori and all of that, and maybe I would finally get to do." I'd even written the jam safe. I was waiting for like I was going to like do post UTME for Unilorian, and then admission now came out. So my dad was like, "Do you want to go for it, or would you wait and do Unilori?" But as per all my secondary school mates were already in school now. Everybody was already in school. People
Mm.
were doing things and all of that. I'm like, me, I'll not be at home. I've already gone for pre-degree 1 year. I'll not come and sit down at home and be
Yeah.
doing what? So I said no, that I'll do it. Then maybe when I get to school,
Yeah.
I can just get like a change of course form or something. And my dad was like, okay, no problem. And then I got to school and they said, oh, in your third year, you go to Brazil. I heard Brazil like this. I said, no, I'm not going anywhere.
When I
Sorry.
got the Portuguese course and everything, I think my initial reaction was like, "Who speaks Portuguese?" That's the first question I
Guy,
asked. Then the next
guy.
one was, "How do I tell people that I'm studying Portuguese? What do you mean?"
I like
Like,
to people that I'm studying. When they ask me, I say foreign language. And then when they go further to say which language, and I'm like, Portuguese. And I'm like, oh, you speak Portuguese? They look at me like a
say
unicorn,
something for
like,
me.
because what do you mean you're speaking? Exactly, say something in Portuguese. And in my head, I'm like, even if I say it in Portuguese, would you understand?
Do you get? So like for me, it was like, how do I tell people? Like, I remember, I was even asking my parents, I was like, you guys, how do I tell people that I'm studying Portuguese? And they were just really supportive. They were like, if you want it, you can go for it, and you can make something out
Yeah.
of it.
Shout out to support.
Shout out to them. Oh. So when I got into school, I said just like brainstorming, like looking for what to do with the language, honestly, because I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know what I was meant to do with it. I was like, okay, first let's start by, checking out or researching which countries actually even speak Portuguese. I was clueless.
Yeah.
Clueless. But then for me, it was better than French. And the Brazil peg too was there, Sha. We'll be traveling abroad. Okay, now,
Yeah.
nice
As
one.
in,
Yes,
like,
it was like,
things. We had almost the same reaction because me too, I was like, Portuguese. Like, till date, if anyone ask me, what did you study? I'm like, foreign language. In my head, I'm like, don't ask, don't ask, don't ask. But then they go for that to like, oh, what language? And I'm like, Portuguese. I'm like, really? Wow.
me, I think
You
I stay like settling into it though.
then they ask, then they now further ask, they ask further by saying, oh, why not French? And in my head, I'm like, "Shay, if they had given me French, you think I'll be feeling that it's Portuguese? Like, did you think I chose
Guy.
Portuguese? You think I chose foreign language by myself?
You
But
need to stop
yeah,
asking funny questions. We don't study waiting we study. Let
mm,
people move in, please. I
as
beg.
in, at the end of the day,
But
we us usually ends up in bank anyways. We end up in banks. But
yeah,
yeah,
so after I accepted the program, the course, I just felt
yeah,
I needed to find something to do with it. And that was when the whole lecturing dream began. Because at first it was like I
mm-hmm,
wanted to study to become a lawyer, but when I got into school, got Portuguese, of course I can't become a lawyer by studying Portuguese. And I was like, what's
yeah,
the next thing I can like do with the language? And it was like, oh, you can lecture. Then I started working actively. I was actively working towards it. I was praying for it. I
mm-hmm.
really wanted to become a lecturer. I actually got the
But you did.
opportunity, but like, yeah, but but reality hit. Like that was when I got like my reality check, and for me it was like, maybe this is not it. Maybe this is actually not what I want to do with my life.
I can imagine.
What shocked you the most about life after school?
I think my reality check came when when you're job hunting and
Mm,
you see the requirements and then you're like, where do I fit in all of this?
that's that.
Like when you're applying for a job and then you see like they want certain what's it called? They want like certain field, like
Mm,
maybe, let's say for example, maybe linguistics, English, and then you with your foreign language, you're like, okay, so where do I fall in this? And then people will
mm.
tell you, oh, why not look for translation jobs? Why not? And then I'm like, in my head, I'm like, you think it is that easy to get translation jobs?
Uh-huh.
Like translation job for like languages that are very common, like French, German, translation job
Mm,
for Portuguese. Like how? Where from? The ones that do have the job, you need connection to get it.
yeah, actually, they're hard to come by, but they pay well. Though, but it's really not constant.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They
It's
do
not
pay well, but
everywhere.
then it's
Yeah.
not exactly. You have to. You literally like getting a translation job. Usually, would most time come by referral.
Yes. Yes, I agree.
You don't just see translation. You don't just see applications for translators for Portuguese.
Yeah.
You
But
can you
fun fact,
probably
I was I was able to get my first apartment in Lagos from translation money.
were you referred.
Yeah, I was referred. I was referred.
Exactly. That exactly my point.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so you might be lucky enough to come across translation jobs that has to do with like, maybe French, German, or something. But for Portuguese, you
Yeah.
literally have to do based off of referral. Like, it has to be
Yes, I
someone
agree.
telling somebody, "Oh, this person can do it," or like, "Bookie, would you? I have a job for you. It's a translation job. Would you do this?"
Yeah.
So like, it's
I
hard.
agree. You can't
So
even build a
yeah,
life or say you want to build a family on top onto translation. Mm-mm.
guy,
It's very
if you get one translation
now.
gig this month, may you no get for like in the next 6 7 months. Like, how do you want to
It's been years.
survive?
It's been years. And
Yeah.
and the funny thing is like after getting the first one that paid really well, I got another gig that was paying rubbish money. Rubbish money. So I understand that
Yeah.
part. But after checking for jobs and we were able to like, find a job, did you feel like oh you had to just get something else?
So, fun fact, after uni, right, there was a year or two for me where I was just there.
Yeah.
I think at this point, I was depressed, honestly, because it felt
Yeah.
like at that point in time, my life had come to a standstill. I couldn't move forward. I
Mm.
couldn't go backward. I was just static. I was just in one place. I didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like in some way, COVID happened because of me. because it felt like, oh, it isn't just me now that my life would
Mm,
be at a standstill. Everybody else's life too is at a standstill or is on standstill too, right? So
yeah.
like, cause it was, I didn't know what to do. Yeah, I was supposedly done.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do other things. At some point, I even gained admission into one Canadian culinary school. But the money that they were asking for, I didn't have it.
I can
So I had to
imagine. I
let
can imagine.
that go. So it felt like during that time, it felt like I was always at the point of something great, or I was always at the point of doing something great, and then something would just come from nowhere to derail that plan, and I'll just crash again.
Hmm.
So it felt like I kept trying, but I kept falling. I kept trying, but I kept falling. Like I'll try to the point that, oh, I can clearly see what I'm trying to achieve. I can clearly see my achievements staring me in the face. Let me just reach out. Let me just reach out to like grab onto it,
Mm-hmm.
and then it dissolves. And for like the longest period of time, it took a toll on me because I was just I had to move to
I can
Lagos.
imagine.
I had to move to Lagos, and then I had to start my career with a teaching job. And
Mm.
shout out, like a really big shout out to all teachers out there. Teachers are paid peanuts.
Tell me
Teachers
about
are
it.
paid peanuts.
See. You know the funny thing is
Like
that if we
I was teaching five. I was teaching. Was it five or four? I think four across board from
mm-hmm,
GSS 1 to SS 3. I was teaching four subjects
mm-hmm.
on a salary less than 50K.
Are you serious?
Like on a salary less than 50. I wasn't. It wasn't
That's
service, so it wasn't
actually
like maybe. It wasn't like maybe I was serving and then they posted me to the school. This was like my outright like job, and I was teaching four subjects from GSS 1 to SS 3. I mean,
I don't see.
uh,
I tell you, I don't see. It's like, see, I can imagine like surviving Lagos with a salary of less than 50K. Even as at that
guy,
time, it must
I
have been a
won't
whole lot.
die. I
It must
won't
have been a whole
die
lot. I feel
because
like,
salary salary comes in, and then it is not even enough to get me food for the month. Not stock of transport fare.
mm,
I said how I lived during that period, I don't know, but we glory to God.
we thank God. We thank God we
Glory
don't
to
look like
God.
what we've been
Eh.
through.
Hmm. I know, right?
um,
But yeah,
I guess
that's just
my
it.
my own reality check. I don't even know. I think for me, while I was in school, I kind of felt like my life was going to take this very linear progression, like just be doing things one after the other.
Mm,
Then when I finished school, I realized that
yeah.
zigzag. Like today you're high, you're getting it. The next day you're trying to figure things out again. So living life or
Yeah.
getting to understand yourself or living outside the four walls of your school protection comes with like seeing
Mm.
obstacles, going through a lot of
I felt
things.
like
Yeah.
OAU was a bubble for us. I felt like OAU was a bubble for us
Yeah.
because you know that you had this OAU was like a separate world from Ife. Like everything,
Oh
what
yeah,
is it you're
yeah.
looking for within? What is it you're looking for like off campus that you wouldn't find within campus?
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of like we had this our own thing going on, and then the moment we realized that this is our last year in these four walls and we're not going to be coming back to it, it felt like we were thrown into the big ocean without lifeguard. I said lifeguard without like what's it called, floating
Life
jackets
jacket.
or
Yeah.
yeah, life jackets. So we're like small fishes thrown into the ocean because we literally for like 4 years plus of our lives we're literally in school where you can wake up, move around, even if it is 12 a.m., 2 a.m.,
Mm-hmm.
3 a.m. Nobody's checking you. Nobody's, even if it is exam. If you like come for the exam, if you like don't come for the exam. Nobody they pursue you,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Like I feel
And
like
then
some people were lucky enough to have like this good sense of direction, to have people to lead them. But I
yeah,
feel like for most of us, we
exactly.
did not know. I'll put my LinkedIn account. I think on the day a day after I defended my project, part four project. That's when I
Mm,
opened my.
mm-hmm.
Sorry, that's when I opened my LinkedIn. I did not even care about these things. So it was last minute. Okay, what do I do with my life? Okay, now I'm going into the world. What do I do? How do I position
I
myself for the
think
kind of job? How do I write my CV? It was a lot actually, and it was a
mm,
lot of learning to do
for
last
me,
minute.
it was a bit different because I wasn't
Okay.
really. So for me, I wasn't really. w- would I say ecstatic, or would I just say I wasn't really okay? So at some point in my life, I knew that I didn't want to do anything white collar. So
Okay.
think it was during that period of like my time after school and stuff. So I wasn't really eager to do the oh, I want to write my CV, I want to jump on
Okay.
LinkedIn. I hate LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like LinkedIn, but yeah. So like I don't like LinkedIn honestly. Like so like I wasn't really into that direction. I was thinking more in the direction of oh, I wanted to go to a culinary school, I wanted to be a chef. If I get a job as a private chef, I do not mind, or
Mm-hmm.
like maybe get something to do, maybe leave the country, or well yeah, that was
Mm-hmm.
like that was my reality then, that okay, at some point I was
Yeah.
going to leave the country and all of that. But like I said, you will
Mm-hmm.
just make some plans and life will look at you and laugh like they play.
Yeah.
So I wasn't
Life
really,
does happen.
it was after it started dawning on me, it was after the whole numerous tries and fails and all of that, I started dawning on me that my dear, you cannot keep thinking this way. You have to, fine, you have plans, but sure you will not like to put those your plans in one side first, like put them on one side first and then still like try to plan realistically now, because those your plans are not looking like they're going to be realistic anytime soon. And that was when I started thinking towards okay, yeah, exactly. That's why I started thinking, okay, you need to now look for a way to. I mean, at some point, I changed location in a space of 2 years. I changed location twice. At some point, I was in
Yeah.
Lagos, then I moved to Abuja, then I moved back to Lagos. So it was just like I wasn't stable. Yeah, so that stability
Yeah.
was not there. It was like I was all over the place.
Yeah, I get it. But I mean, everything has just led you into understanding yourself better, understanding what you want from life
Mm,
better. And I feel sometimes we have to go through certain things to understand our purpose or get a sense of direction. Like I said, yeah,
mm,
I was kind of just, I wanted like something really basic, but the idea of the kind of life I want or I wanted for myself started to change when I started moving with a set of people in part four, like
mm,
towards like my final year. I was rolling with my partner and his friends. We're reading together in the same place. And then these guys will be talking about money and they'll be talking about big, big figures. I was like,
mm,
ah, are you guys earning this amount of money? They were medical students at the time, like,
mhm,
pharmacy, medicine. So when they talk about like their salary, the kind of like amount they were like hoping to earn, and these guys were also talking about freelancing, getting gigs.
mm,
And I'm like,
yeah,
wait, what are you guys looking for? What are you guys looking for? Why do you guys want to like earn so much? And gradually, like having these conversations with them began to change like my sense of thinking and the way I
mhm,
saw money, the way I saw life. I got to understand that okay, maybe I was actually just boxing myself mentally and I needed to like do more. Like
yeah,
I can earn
mhm,
more, I can explore. There are still like so many things that I'm capable of doing. But I did not act
yeah,
on it. But like mindset shift was happening at the time. But it wasn't something
mhm.
I actively recognized or acted on. We're making the money, I was happy for them. I just felt like freelancing wasn't for me. So I was supposed to be in that space of working 9 to 5. Then I got the opportunity here to lecture. Then I did it and I realized that that wasn't the life I actually wanted for myself. But it was easier for me to
Mm,
opt out at that time because I already started exploring like alternative ways of living my life, alternative ways of earning, alternative ways of like getting jobs and everything. So it was easier. And you said that you met a lot of amazing people while you were at
mhm.
OAU and like the whole like being in the school as a student just kind of like molded you or shaped you into being who you are. But like, there are people that say like school is calm, maybe it's just like a waste of time to go to the university.
My dear.
So,
Hmm.
do you share the same feeling about school?
Yes and no. And my reason is
Okay.
yes, in the sense that you can make a shitload of money and not go through the four walls of a university.
There's that. Then,
You can also, without going to the four walls of a university, you can also educate yourself. I mean, there are
okay.
online diplomas now,
Okay.
there are like courses now to be taken.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and this is not for anybody that is listening. I am in no way encouraging that you don't go to school. I'm just
Exactly. So that
saying,
means your answer is no. Because for me, my own answer is no. School is not a scam
as
at all.
well,
Like, because I
I
feel
think
like
instead of saying, I feel like, I would rather say education is not a scam rather than saying school is not a scam, because you don't you can't, education is not just within the four walls of a university.
Yeah, but going to the university as an institution, no, that's what the question is about right
That's
now.
what you
And I
mean?
feel like yes, yes, I feel like it is not a scam because
I
for an
mean,
average
well, if you're thinking
Nigerian,
of
that
the if
is
you're thinking of the network, if you're thinking of the connections, then yes, maybe it is. Then no, it is not a
yeah,
scam.
yeah, and I even think like for an average person, that is like your surest bet into getting exposure as
Yeah,
like an average
actually, true.
Nigerian. Like you staying at home or anything, you would not meet people from like different walks of life. I mean, my first understanding of feminism came from being in school and not from like a classroom lecture. Just
Mm.
came from a friend, talking to a friend. And I got educated about these things from her. So I feel like sometimes just talking to people,
It's making me remember the
interacting.
laptop.
Oh,
It's making me remember the
yeah.
laptop because I knew it was the one that wanted to do feminism as a project. Was it not
Yeah, I think she
feminism,
did some
feminism, but she was
school.
talking on she was doing something on feminism then for a
Yeah,
project.
yeah, she worked with some like I think she was analyzing a particular feminist and her works. I'm not sure now, but yeah, something
I
like
can't
that.
remember, but I
But
know that it
like
had to do so. It had to do with feminism.
yeah, so like was conversations with like it's then that introduced me to the idea or concept of feminism, equality. So I feel
Mm,
like kind of molded me. I mean, towards my final year, Lumide and his friends that like told me
mm,
about like freelancing, how to make money. I feel if I was just
mm-hmm.
like in Ota or if I had gone to like a different
Yeah,
institution, I wouldn't have gotten that exposure or met
but
those
yeah, but
people.
then
So
again, location also determines too, right? I mean,
it does
I'm
though,
not
it
saying
does
I'm
though.
not saying I'm not saying school is a scam or school is not a scam. People should go to school. But I'm also saying that your environment also helps shapes you, right?
Yes, it
Yeah,
does.
is
Yeah,
that
it
correct?
does.
Is that the correct tense? But yeah, like
Yeah,
your
your
education
environment
also
shapes
helps,
you. Yeah.
like it shapes you a lot. So it's kind of like if you're, for example, now you grew up in Ota where nothing happens, like
Mm-hmm.
the only source of excitement you see is maybe kukuruku in the morning or something. I
I don't
mean, that
understand what's that.
also.
What's going on here? You said you job that
Sorry
nothing
now.
happens. What
I'm
what
just
is
saying
all this
for
one?
example. For
No, no,
example,
I'm not
okay,
going.
let me use
Hey, no, 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 no. I'm not going to
let me
take
not
it
use
back.
Afghan now.
Take it
Now
back right now. I was born in Surulere.
what's happening?
I no, no, no. I'm not going to take that. I had like my early childhood days
No
and everything,
vex.
or childhood experience in Surulere, and Otatu was not that boring. I was even in boarding house for the most part of my life. So yeah, please take that
You
back.
both know that you are homogeneous inside.
Who? No, I see. I'm going to end this episode now. If you don't behave, what was all this? You that you have you talk about your exposure. Where did you grow up? Talk about your own exposure. Leave my own. Leave me
You want to
alone.
talk? Should we talk
Nonsense.
about where I grew up? Okay, let me now. Okay, okay. So let me use myself as a case study. Okay, so now take for
Yes, everybody should
example.
use themselves as like case study.
Okay, so take for example now me that I grew up. So I grew up in a lot of places. I grew up in Ogun State. I grew up in Bariga. Before I finally moved to Abuja,
Wow.
like I was saying, okay, so let's say for example now, I grew up like maybe all my life I've lived it in Bariga. I know that the way I am now
Mm.
is not the way I will be. Offense to no off sorry actually no offense to people staying in Bariga before they come and visit me. But okay, let me instead of calling the name of a particular place, okay, right? So you
Oh,
know
but
there are
you
some
could
kind.
call us with your full chest now. You could say Ota.
Sorry, now go ahead. Jesus is Lord. You people, I'm sorry. Before Booking will beat me.
Yeah, I
So
could.
like you grow up in a certain place where literally next to nothing happened. There's no, for example, there's no place to go. There is no library. There is no, and that is talking about almost everywhere in this country,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't just leave your house now and say you want to go to library. Which library? You see your school library. There are no like there are no private libraries, there are no public there are public libraries, but they are very very few. The environment we grew up in actually shapes us too, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, school is not a scam.
Okay.
Go to school,
Yeah,
because go to
actually,
school.
it is not.
Education is actually, it will give you like one step in the door or one foot in the door to like your
Yeah.
career, like to career goals or to career opportunities, because particularly in a country like Nigeria where if you don't have any form of education, my dear, it will be hard though. It will be
Exactly.
really,
You
really
actually
hard.
need to be
In
educated, especially if you want
Nigeria,
to
for
do like
like if you
legit
know that you
stuff.
don't plan on leaving this country anytime soon, or if you don't plan on
Hmm. Even if
going
you want to,
in Nigeria now, in present Nigeria that we are in, the only thing you have that is sure, that okay, maybe when you like that is sure, is going to school. At least when you go to school, you know that
yeah,
if you search and search and search for a job, chances are you will still like find something doing,
yeah, you get
compared to
something.
if you don't even have like compared to if you don't even have like any degree or stuff like that. Nigeria has not gotten to
Yeah.
America's standard of living where they make money from like vocations and all of that. So there's this I don't know if I don't even know if I should say this, but I know of someone that wanted nursing,
Mhm.
but I think she's studying anatomy presently. And I
Mhm.
know that when her mom told me that it was anatomy, that she was like, and her mom was asking me if anatomy is a good course. I'm like, anatomy is such a wonderful course, like because it's kind of like a specialized course,
Hmm.
right? It falls like under where people that are studying like um ophthalmology would go, like the eye doctor,
Mhm.
the ear doctor. Do you get? So anatomy is kind of like, I feel like anatomy encompasses like all specialization,
Mm.
but you just won't get to practice as a, let's say, doctor. Like you will not be able to practice in the field, like if that is like, I really don't know much about it, but I just believe that anatomy is like, I don't. So in Nigeria again, we have this thing where we look down on that. The moment that course is not law, it is not engineering, it is not medicine, the next question you're getting is, where would you be able to work with this your degree? And then you start having to explain. So if you're not doing anything mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, law, medicine, and I'm like, why? It now makes people that are doing like maybe other like courses that are not out there feel like
Mm.
they're not doing enough.
Inferior. Yeah, there's that,
Exactly.
and I feel like it's because one, we cannot negate the fact that we are Nigeria is such a bad like opportunity wise. Nigeria is not the best country in providing opportunity for her
At all.
citizens. Like
At
we have a lot
all.
of people like anatomy, like you said, is not a bad course, but the problem is how is the government trying to like provide jobs for like people that have studied like this
Exactly. Do we
course?
have markets? Do
Do
we
we
have
have the
the like I said, do
market?
we
Do you
have the market
understand?
for it? Yeah.
Exactly. I think that's the problem. And because like people already know this, like that, oh, okay, probably there are no jobs and everything. But that does not mean you should just talk down on somebody's career or somebody what someone is like trying to put like they're all
Yeah, I can.
into at the
If I
moment.
get a
Like this, they
dollar,
don't have it figured out.
if I get $1 for every time I hear Portuguese kilo njebe kilo fe fi ṣe," I would have been a
Yeah.
rich woman by now.
I do not ask people those kind of questions. You don't need to ask them what they want to
Exactly.
do with the
Like,
course or where they intend to work because they do not know. They do not know what they want to do. They do not know where they
hmm,
want to work. Give them time to figure it out. Give them time. Our country is not in the best place economically. Like there are no opportunities. So and it's normal
at
for
all.
people to pivot. Like it's normal to study anatomy and end up in the bank or study Portuguese and
Plus,
end up as a
exactly.
project manager.
Plus, we even says that you did your first degree in a particular course does not mean that you can't go back to school to do like what you want.
You don't even need to go back to school these days. Like you can get a degree
Exactly.
in a particular
They're like
course and you are
diplomas,
still
they're
able to
like
like
courses.
exactly you still be able to like build a career like
Mm-hmm.
something entirely different or something. After getting my first degree, I got to understand like that Portuguese language is just an icing on my cake. It is not like entirely, it's not the end, it's just the beginning
It's
of
not even
something.
Portuguese is not even my cake at all. Like it's not even part of the ingredients that makes my cake. It is not
Okay,
part of it at all.
I think I just I just accepted that as the icing. So I've just been working towards building the main cake and just getting the cake together, getting other
Mm,
diplomas, getting
yeah.
more skills and everything. So I feel like now we should understand that your degree should not limit you. Your
Mm-hmm.
degree is just an addition and it should just be that. Like, and if you're fortunate enough to have build a career off your degree, then that's good. But if you're not, I mean, it doesn't make you less of a person or less serious. It just means that you have to do more work, shall to build something for yourself. You have to do more work. Being in school shaped us in a way, gave us new experiences, new people, exposure. But do you think it was enough to prepare us for real life?
If you're talking of reality, it prepared me to actually be able to stand on my own without like
Okay.
input from my parents, or without like, I needed to do things myself. I needed to make decisions without having to like call an
Mm-hmm.
adult. I needed to know what was best and what was not best.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then on the other side, it didn't prepare me in a way that it feels like when we were in school, they felt like if there was any issue at some point, there was someone to report to and it would get off.
What was the harshest truth? Like what was the harshest thing you realized?
I think the harshest truth I realized is that my parents will not always be there.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the
Okay.
sense that throughout my 4 years in school, I was balling.
Mm-hmm. You
Not
Ebola, or
balling,
are you
balling.
Ebola? You were Ebola.
Not
I
balling,
agree.
balling, but yes.
Yeah.
I was like, in quotes, I was like a trust I was like a trust fund baby in school then. In quotes.
No
Like
lies
it was
told.
more or less
You're not capping.
it
That's the
was
funny thing. She's not capping.
it was like, oh, I had like, if I was going through stuff, I could easily pick up my phone, call my dad, and in the next instance something is dropping in my account, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it took me a while to like come to terms with the fact that, oh, now I'm done. And then I call my dad, and my dad is like, figure it out yourself. And in my
Oh,
head I'm
more
like, what do
reality
you mean
check.
figure it? Like, what do you mean figure it out? Like, my dad would tell me like, you think you're the only one I give birth to? I still have like your sisters. And then even me myself, I
Mm-hmm.
had to see that, like, is it everything you want to be calling your parents for? Like, is it everything you want to be calling your parents for? You need this, you call. You need this, you call. You think you're still in uni, and then I had to like sit down and give myself a real talking to. Like, hey, you're no longer a baby. Oh,
Mm.
you're no longer collecting allowance and all of that. And yeah, I think that was one. Two is life is not a bed of roses. One of the harshest truth I realized was that I can plan from now till tomorrow. When life decides to sit you down and tell you no, there's nothing you can do about it.
Actually, and I think that's my own number one lesson. That is my own number one lesson.
Life would really sit when you have plans, plans that you think that are very foolproof, plan that you think that yes,
Mm-hmm.
this is good. And I'm not talking of imaginary plans or plans that are far fetched. I'm talking of concrete
Mm-hmm.
plans, plans that you know that if you put in work, if you put in efforts, you should be able to
Mm-hmm.
achieve these things. But life would sit you down and tell you, take a seat and watch me.
Yeah.
And it will just
Yeah.
your plan will just
Happen. Mm-hmm.
down the drain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah. I think that.
that was like another harsh truth I came to realize, because I had so many plans. I had so many dreams. And I'm not talking harebrained dreams. I'm not talking
Mm-hmm.
Barbie dreams. I'm talking like goals, dreams. I had them. But life just kept
Yeah.
hitting me left, right, and center. Pa, pa, pa.
I
At
can
some point,
imagine. I feel.
at some point, I just stopped planning. I was like, anytime I plan, something would always happen. I just
Yeah.
okay, I'll just taking like my days, be taking them one day at a time. I'm not even planning anything now because what? Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I think that your second one is my own first one. Like there would always be fire to put out. There's always
Yeah,
something.
there was
You don't get to
no.
go on a break as an adult. Like I feel like your adulting life actually starts after uni, because after uni now you're
Yes,
independent.
because
You're
while you're still in
independent.
uni, your parents are still sorry, I'm cutting you short, sorry. Continue.
Yeah. You can what was it you wanted to say?
No, I was going like while you're in uni, your parents are still in a way concerned about you, your well being, how you doing. But the moment
Mm,
you're done, it's like you're now in the real world though. Where your
yeah,
big
now they are
girl
doing it
pants.
from a distance. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, right now they are like they care for you. You know they care for you, but at the same time they need you to like face the world. They need you to make decisions
exactly.
and do things yourself. So
Yeah.
at some point, like even till now, I crave going on a break as an adult. Can I just get a break? Can I just like rely on somebody? Can I just have someone to like baby me? But I mean, that phase has already gone. Now I have to like do things for myself. I have to like do all the things I need to do
Mm,
like by myself. So there'd always be like fire to put out like
mm,
every time. Let me tell you a joke. My first like job that like my first corporate job I got after leaving school was a remote job. During one of like our stand up, like every stand up actually, we had like two co-founders. So one guy was always like late to the meetings, and when he joins the meetings, always like, guys, I'm sorry for joining late. I had to put out a fire, and he actually always said that. And you will not believe that Buki was there. Like I was there thinking he was a firefighter or something.
please tell me you did not ask when every other person
I
was there.
I was like, the
Oh my
other guy too was
god.
there, and I felt so embarrassed. And I was like, no, I felt so embarrassed. So yeah,
I
that's
can
it.
imagine.
So that's kind of like my first harsh truth. Life, there'll always be fire to put out, guys. You'll be a firefighter full time. You always
There would
do
always be
things, and
something. There would
there'll always be
always,
something.
always. As something happened to you so suddenly that the next thing you do is just sit down and cry. Like you don't, like you're so
Ah,
overwhelmed. Like I just want to
I've had,
cry. Why is this thing happening to me?
I always cry, baby, and I think
Sometimes
that's
it
like the
can be.
second.
Sometimes I might
That's the
be having a
second.
very bad day. Sometimes I might be having a very bad day, and it might just be like a pin that will prick me, or maybe my Bible is not writing well, and I'll just burst into tears because I'm like,
Yeah, because you're
what can?
frustrated.
Oh my
Because you're frustrated.
god.
I feel like that's my second, like that leads me to like my second harsh truth, and that is the fact that you have to be strong for yourself. It was really hard
Okay.
for me. Like I'm not like really. I would not describe myself as someone who is like emotionally strong, like that, like that.
Mm,
But like I've
mm-hmm,
had to. I don't want to say man up, but that's just like the best way
mm,
to describe it. I've had to like, be there for myself, stand up for myself, and just woman up. Yeah, nobody's going to do it for you. You just have to do it by
at
yourself.
all.
Nobody's going to
Okay.
just bail you out.
That's
You
my
have to just
point. That's like my own thought
yeah.
as truth. Cause I've counted the number of times I've cried this year alone.
Let it
And
out. Let it
you have to
flow.
keep showing up because you have to keep showing up
Exactly.
pretending like everything is fine because who wants to like nobody really has time to be hearing your sub story or like you just have to
Because
keep showing up,
yeah, because life is hitting everybody. Life is hitting
guy.
everybody. So you can't
Like
just be there. You
you
can't
when
be
you are
sulking
crying,
and
when you're crying and talking on your own, you're hearing another person's own and you're busting into laughter. That guy, I even have it easy. Like I
competition
mean,
of
it's
now
just
who suffer pass.
yeah, now
Yeah,
of our
they
pass. Like
so yeah.
it's a loss because I've had oh my god. Like I just remember there was one day like that I came back from work, my day was already going like that whole day was already like terrible. And then I
Mm-hmm.
got back from work. I was trying to open my door, and then my bag, the hand of my bag, caught on the handle of the door. God, I wanted to scream. Like I was so mad. I was so mad. I was like, if you see the way I was talking to the door, you think there was somebody else in the house. I was so mad. And I was just mumbling and muttering and crying. I'm like, and at some point I had to tell myself, Dami, calm
Guy, calm
down. Like,
down, calm
calm
down, calm
down.
down.
Like after after I finished like fighting the door handle,
Mm-hmm.
because I literally fought the handle. After I finished fighting the handle, I sat on the chair and I was just crying. Like, God I
I can
beg, God
imagine.
please.
Yeah. So like
I
that's something like
know.
university will not prepare you for. Yeah. Talking about this now just like reminded me of my third harsh truth, and that's life does not wait for anybody. Either you act on your ideas or not. Days will pass, like days will pass, and months will
Mm,
pass, years will pass, and you still be there. So like life
yeah.
is not going to wait for you. You have to just make things happen for yourself.
I
So right now, are you chasing like stability, passion, or survival? You're
sorry.
giving your grandma song.
Sorry, I needed to
Why?
laugh
What
because
happened?
right now I'm chasing survivor. I just want to survive. Right
Okay,
now,
okay.
I just want to survive. So, okay, the answer to my question is the question is, am I chasing passion, stability, or
Stability,
survival?
survival.
So, currently, I'm on a journey of survival while
Mm,
finding stability, but I've not
mm.
gotten to my moment of passion yet.
Ha ha.
And that's because I'm in survival mode now because I think the default mode before you get to the
Yeah,
stability point, you first have to
yeah,
survive. Like you first have to
yeah,
fight for your life.
yeah.
So yeah. How
I
about you?
think for me, I'm chasing all three. I don't know if I'm doing a good job, but I think I am. I'm kind of working on things I'm passionate about. and at the same
Mm.
time I'm surviving. But that
Mm-hmm.
stability is something I'm yet to find. I've not found it, but I'm actively searching for it too. I'm actively searching
Yeah.
for something that would make me feel like um just make me feel secure, sort of. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
actively doing that, and yeah, I think all three. I don't know if I'm doing a
Okay.
good job, like I said, but yeah, I think I'm just trying to like navigate all three together. And it's very stressful. It's stressing me out. It's draining me,
Mm-hmm.
and I
I
really
can
want to leave that
imagine.
survival mode. I want to leave survival mode like ASAP. I'm
Well,
tired.
we all want to leave. Like, I want to leave survival mode bad, bad. Like, I want to get to that point in
Yeah,
my life where I can say, "Oh, I'm tired. I'm burnt out. I need to go on a trip. I need to do like this. I need to,"
and you
and I'm
can,
just
yeah, and
going.
you're able to like go afford it, and you not, I don't
Presently,
know.
presently, I am fighting for my life. Bad, bad.
Our time is far spent, and
It is first spent.
let's just end like, what advice would you give someone getting into the university with zero clarity?
I think first of all, you have to. So it's two things. I'm going to be talking from the standpoint of someone entering the university with uncertainty, in the sense
Mm-hmm.
that you're not going to study the particular course or the actual course you wanted. And the advice I would give to
Mm-hmm.
that person is sit down and self reflect.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing it for the right reasons? Is this course something you
Mm-hmm.
think that over time you would enjoy doing?
Mm-hmm.
Is it something you see yourself doing, or maybe making money from after school? Or
Mm-hmm.
is it something that you don't know, like you really know nothing about, and you feel that you're just doing it because
Mm-hmm.
you feel like, or because you think that people are moving and you're not moving?
Hmm.
It's okay to I mean, I feel like, I think saying this is probably not wise, particularly in our country of today, by saying that it's okay to say, okay, no, I don't want this course, and I'll just like do another this thing or
Hmm.
write another jam. I know it's a bit unrealistic, and it is a bit it's a bit of a privileged advice. So I would say
Mm-hmm.
it's okay for you to enter into that school, or it's okay for you to go in, do it for 1 year, like do that course for a year, see how you feel about it, think about it very well. And if you decide, or if you feel that I can't cope with this course, it's okay to get a change of course form and
Hmm.
change departments. Because
Hmm.
honestly, truth be told, it's very difficult having to navigate uni when you're not doing what you
Mm-hmm.
enjoy doing. You just be miserable. You just be
Yeah.
miserable. Like, because I mean, and I feel like in this part of the world, it's difficult to even give this kind of advice, because we are more concerned about what people would say, what the society would say, rather than
Mm-hmm.
what we want to do, or rather than make our own decisions for ourselves. We are concerned, or
Mm-hmm.
we let the thought of others, or we let what people would say determine whatever kind of decision we are going to take.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you that are going into the university with zero clarity, I mean, it is better for you to make the mistakes now than make it later. It is
Mm-hmm.
there is nothing bad in trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know anything about the course you're studying. Do it for a year, or maybe a few months, or read up on it. If you see that it is not something you want to do, get a change of course form.
Yeah, I
If you
I
think you
think I
can
have
cope,
like, uh-huh. I think I have another, like, I don't know. I kind of see it a bit differently.
mm,
And your advice is totally valid and everything. You mentioned like it's some people do not have like the privilege of actually making that decision, because we have some parents
mm,
that would be like,
that's why if you notice,
if you sometimes, you wouldn't always have it the way you want it. But like if it's zero
Mm,
clarity and not that you detest like what you're doing totally, like
yeah.
but you are not just sure, you're unsure. I just feel like you should focus on the process and not the end goal. And one
Yeah.
thing
And
me, I think I've always
also seek.
told, enjoy the process, honestly, and
Yeah.
don't
That's
just
another thing.
see
Enjoy it.
schooling as don't just see schooling as something you're supposed to do to just get the grades and all. Like do everything. Like fine, probably you're studying biochemistry. You feel like you should be doing other things. Look for groups on campus that are doing or that are involved in those other things you love doing. And you can actually be
Yeah.
acquiring like knowledge in that field too concurrently while you're
True.
getting your degree. So like do extracurricular activities. I think that's what I'm just trying to say in
Yes, I
essence. Like
support. I never did any.
yeah,
Did you?
did I? No, I don't think so. No, it's one mistake I made, and I'm trying so hard so like my younger ones would not like make the same mistake. I remember telling my younger
Mm,
sister, join clubs on campus, join clubs, join groups on campus. You have like clubs that are doing things that you find interesting, things that you're passionate about. Just do them because at the end of the day, you
mm-hmm.
need that experience, and that experience
Yeah.
will just might be the one opening the next door for you.
Exactly.
So just make the most of it. Your degree is
Yeah.
important, your grades are very, very important, but focus on the process because we don't get clarity just by getting into school. Sometimes meeting other people, getting involved in other activities might give you clarity. Just enjoy the process, immerse yourself in like your school activities, and like you find yourself along the way, honestly, because you find yourself. Just make the most of it. Honestly, I just feel like you find yourself at some point.
Going to school, it shouldn't be book. Is
Yeah,
exactly.
do other things. Do
Yeah.
other things as well because they will help you find yourself, and know your wants, your dislikes, and build strong
Yep.
networks so that can help you get the job after school. So yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's all
Yos,
for today's
yos.
episode, guys. Let's know in the comment section what hard truth did you discover after leaving the four walls of school or after graduating from the university. Let us know.
Hmm.
Keep the comments coming. And don't forget
Thank
to
you.
yeah, thank you.
Rate
Don't
us
forget to like.
Spotify.
Yep. And I think that'll be all.
You guys, I'm so
Bye.
tired. Bye.
Sorry.